The War Council of the Zephyrian Empire had made their decision. 3 of the galaxy's most feared assassins would hunt down the human defector, who had stolen their most classified military secrets. The target had fled to Kepler 442b, a death world covered in dense jungle that even their advanced technology struggled to penetrate. HFY, the Cytherean shadow dancer, could bend light around her chitinous form and move without disturbing a single leaf. Her species had evolved in the perpetual twilight of gas giant moons, making her nearly invisible in any environment. Thronk, the Goliathan heavy weapons specialist, stood 3 meters tall with armored hide that could deflect plasma fire. His thermal vision could track prey through any camouflage, and his forearms could wield enough firepower to level a small building. Kaesalyn, the serpentine tracker, possessed heightened senses that could detect pheromones from kilometers away. Her venom could paralyze victims within seconds, and her serpentine body could navigate through spaces that would trap other species. They considered themselves the perfect hunting party. The human Marcus Chen was just a former data analyst turned whistleblower. What threat could one soft-skinned biped possibly pose? The jungle of Kepler 442b welcomed them with humid air thick enough to choke most civilized species. Gravity pulled at 1.3 times galactic standard. The canopy blocked out most light, creating a twilight realm where predators ruled and the unwary died quickly. Pitiful world, Thronk rumbled, his massive frame crushing undergrowth with each step. How do humans survive on such planets? HFY flickered in and out of visibility as she scouted ahead. Perhaps they don't, perhaps we'll find only bones. But Kaesalyn's forked tongue tasted the air and detected something else. No, the human is alive. His scent is fresh, perhaps 6 hours old. This way. They followed the trail deeper into the green hell, confident in their superiority. Each possessed abilities that had made their species apex predators on their homeworlds. What they didn't understand was that humans had something different. They were apex survivors. The first sign something was wrong came when HFY's light-bending abilities began failing. The jungle's thick canopy created a maze of shifting shadows that confused her natural camouflage. Worse, something was watching them. She could feel eyes tracking their movement, but her enhanced vision detected nothing. The electromagnetic interference is stronger than expected, she hissed to her companions. My cloaking field is unstable. Thronk's thermal vision was equally compromised. The jungle's layered canopy trapped heat in complex patterns, creating dozens of false signatures. Every hanging vine and rotting log glowed with residual warmth, making detection nearly impossible. Primitive world, he growled, but his voice carried less certainty than before. Kaesalyn pressed forward, following the scent trail that grew stronger with each passing hour. Her reptilian biology struggled with the humidity, and the constant need to regulate her temperature was beginning to exhaust her. Still, her prey was close. They found Marcus Chen's first campsite just as the alien sun began to set. The clearing showed signs of hasty departure, a small fire pit, disturbed earth, and most telling of all, a data pad left behind as if dropped in panic. Clumsy human, HFY sneered, examining the device. He's left us a trail to follow. But Thronk's experience in dozens of campaigns had taught him to be suspicious of convenient clues. Too obvious. Humans are known for their deception. Kaesalyn's tongue flicked out, tasting the air around the campsite. Something was wrong. The scent patterns were too uniform, too deliberately placed. The trail, it's artificial. Synthesized pheromones. The realization came too late. The jungle exploded around them. What they had mistaken for hanging vines snapped tight, crude but effective snares that had been woven between the trees. Kaesalyn found herself suspended upside down, her serpentine body trapped in a net of twisted plant fibers. Thronk's massive strength tore through the initial traps, but the jungle floor gave way beneath him. He plummeted into a pit lined with sharpened stakes, his armored hide protecting him from immediate death but leaving him trapped at the bottom of a 3-meter hole. HFY's light-bending abilities saved her from the worst of it, but as she tried to reach her companions, the real trap revealed itself. The datapad began beeping, a proximity mine disguised as abandoned equipment. The explosion lit up the jungle night, and when the smoke cleared, 2 of the galaxy's most feared assassins lay dead. HFY had survived barely, her exoskeleton cracked and her cloaking abilities completely offline. She heard footsteps approaching through the undergrowth. Slow, deliberate, confident, Marcus Chen stepped into the clearing, and HFY saw him clearly for the first time. He looked nothing like the soft analyst from his military records. The jungle had transformed him. His skin was darkened by sun and stained with mud and plant matter. Scars crossed his arms and face, evidence of countless encounters with the planet's hostile wildlife. His eyes held the steady gaze of a predator who had learned to thrive in hell. "You made a mistake," he said, his voice calm despite the carnage around them. "You thought this was just another hunt, but this isn't your world. It's mine now." Vexhai tried to activate her remaining weapons but found her energy cells drained by the jungle's moisture. "You're just human," she gasped. Marcus smiled grimly. "That's what everyone thinks. That we're weak because we don't have claws or armor or venom. But you know what we do have?" He gestured to the elaborate trap system around them. "We adapt, we learn, and when we're cornered, we don't just fight. We become the environment itself." He pulled out a crude but effective blade fashioned from salvaged metal and jungle vine. "Your species evolved to be perfect killers in your home environments. But humans? We evolved to survive anywhere. And this jungle has been teaching me lessons your civilized worlds never could." Vexhai's last transmission to the Zephyrian fleet was filled with static and terror. When the rescue ships arrived 3 days later, they found only Marcus Chen waiting at the extraction point, carrying a pack filled with evidence of the Empire's war crimes. The rescue team's captain, a veteran of a dozen campaigns, looked at the lone human with newfound respect. "What happened to the others?" Marcus glanced back toward the jungle, where 3 shallow graves marked his hunter's final resting place. "They learned why Earth is classified as a death world," he said simply. "And why you never hunt a human on his home ground." The jungle behind him rustled in the wind, keeping its secrets.